Good morning, everybody. Welcome back for installment of Scott Selections here for Monday, February 13th. For again today's play of the day, quick recap of what happened yesterday. We had a very good day, starting off with the Super Bowl play from a couple days ago. Give it a player prop at Kenneth Gainwell over 4.5 carries at -150 on Bet Online. One of the easiest cashes in the entire game. He ended up going over in the first half. I can't believe the line was that low. Either way, nice winner for us. And then we ended up winning with the player prop yesterday in the NBA. Had Killian Hayes under 1.5 3-pointers at even money on DraftKings. Went 0 for 5 from 3. I believe he went 1 for 10 from the floor. He got benched in the entire fourth quarter on a tanking team. And to be honest, he does not look like an NBA caliber player. He looks like he should probably be playing in Europe or the G League. But either way, nice winner for us, nice sweep for us. Look for another winning day here on Monday. And for today's play of the day, going back to the NBA, look at a matchup between the Nets and the Knicks taking place at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And for this match, I'm going to go to the total in this one. We're going to take the under 223 at -110 on Fox Bet. Time recording of 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Covering is why we're going to take the under in this game. First reason, look at the actual line movement. A lot of movement on the under. Total opened up at around 224.5. Now it's mostly at 222. A couple of 222.5s, but Fox Bet is 223 with no additional juice, so I'll gladly take the free point. No questions asked. Now, a big reason why this total has been dropping is because of how the Nets have played ever since they shipped off Kevin Durant and Kyrie. I know Durant was injured anyway, but the point is the guys that they acquired in those trades are very good defensively and really mediocre at best offensively. You're looking at the starting lineup in the last game where the Nets ended up losing by 3 to the Sixers. They had Dinwiddie, who is a pretty good point guard. They have Cam Johnson, who's kind of a spot-up three-point shooter. You have Mikal Bridges, who is an okay offensive player. He thinks he's better than he is, but he's decent, I guess. You have Finney Smith, who is pretty much a spot-up three-point shooter. And then you have Claxton, who is a pretty good rim runner, but that's basically it. So the point is the Nets starting five really has a lot of good on-ball defenders, but not a lot of actual shot creators who can create off the dribble besides Dinwiddie, basically. And I think as a result, the Nets are going to be a pretty good under team moving forward. Now, I know some people might argue, well, you still have Cam Thomas, who had 40 points in 3 straight games. And the problem was in a 3-point loss to the Sixers, Thomas only played 18 minutes, and he was effective. He went 7 for 12. The problem is he doesn't guard anybody. So Jacque Vaughn demoted him to the sixth man role, and he only played 18 minutes. So even though Thomas can be a bit of a flamethrower at times, I do think his minutes will continue to be around that 18-minute mark because of how bad he is defensively. But with the current, I'd say, makeup of the starting five and with the overall roster, the Nets have a lot of really good on-ball defenders. I didn't even mention Royce O'Neal off the bench. You have Watanabe, who's okay in terms of length. Ben Simmons off the bench, who is not really that good, but defensively is okay. Point is, the Nets have a lot of guys who I think can guard on ball, and they could switch pretty much every single pick and roll. And I think it's going to take a lot of time for defenses to actually adjust. And I think as a result, the Nets are a very good under team moving forward. But to look at the actual recent games since KD got traded, the Nets have also ranked 18th in pace. So the Nets are not playing particularly quickly. Once again, goes back to the fact that they don't have many guys who can actually create off the dribble. So the Nets have played a lot slower and a lot more methodical. I just think at the end of the day, you're going to see less possessions in this game since the Knicks also are very slow. In the last 10 games, the Knicks ranked dead last in pace. I see a bit of a rock fight in this one, especially in the fourth quarter. We saw the Nets offense really fall apart in the second half against the Sixers. They scored 38 points at home. They only gave up 49, so the point is the second half absolutely died in that game. But these teams, when they get together, tend to see a lot of low-scoring games, and I think it should be pretty physical, a lot of ugly possessions, and I think as a result, this total is a bit too high. But 5 of the last 6 meetings between these teams have had less than 223 points, and that was with Durant on the Nets, obviously. And if you want to go through a long-time trend, the under is 22-7 in the last 29 meetings in MSG. But 223, I think, is a little bit high. I think that the odds makers opened this lineup based on what the Nets' overall season numbers were, offensively and defensively, but they haven't fully adjusted to the current roster with KD and Kyrie out of the lineup. I think you'll end up seeing one of these teams or both struggle offensively. I think this game should finish somewhere in the 210s. But 223, a little bit too high. I'm going to take the unders. Play that once again here for Monday, February 13th. Is going to be on the Nets and Knicks under 223 at -110 on Fox Bet. Bye, everyone.